Is it finally back? Can I finally like do what I was doing the entire time? Holy crap. That was miserable. I'm going to say it. Spectrum, you need to figure everything. You need to rewrite everything it is you do. You need to remove. You know what? You need to stop letting the robots. Quit. Let real trusted providers actually do their job and provide internet. Spectrum, you gotta stop. You gotta quit while you're ahead. No. You forfeited that right. You can't even quit while you're ahead. You're already behind. So just quit. Just be done. Absolutely diabolical that just happened. I'm getting dossed, man, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm never gonna like it. That was, I'm disgusted. Anyways, back to talking about the playoffs because somebody gotta keep touching the computer upstairs or some garbage. The 1 and the 2 seeds have been. Oh, you definitely got the. Damn dog, you definitely got that Spectrum special, and I know the Spectrum special well. It's a nightmare. I'm going to tell you, it is one of the worst things I have ever. It's such a bad service provider. I don't know how they get away with being so bad. I really don't. I'm shocked when you've got, like, professional athletes getting away with being bad. The fact that Spectrum manages to get away with it all the time, it makes me want to run my car into a bridge, like right off a bridge, like, and blame it on Spectrum because it's psychotic. It's psychotic. You spend all this money investing on. They spend more money on advertising than they actually do on providing decent internet service. It is barbaric. It is insidious. It is vile on every single level. Oh my gosh. It bothers me. Anyway, playoff picture. Right now, top of the conference. I'm pretty sure Detroit has clinched the 1 seed. I don't know if OKC has. Maybe not. I don't think OKC officially has, but I think they probably will. The Thunder will just end up being the 1 seed, presumably, and then the Spurs would be the 2, and Boston would be the 2 on the other side. How about the Celtics, by the way? To think what they've been doing the entire season without Tatum, and now Tatum's just going to come back on as like an Easter egg, like little bonus gift. Yeah, Boston's absurd. I mean, I don't like the Celtics, but incredibly impressive what they are doing. Detroit being the 1 seed took a huge step up from last year. I thought they were going to be a sneaky team last year, and they kind of were to an extent, but not like as much as I would have. I'm impressed by the jump that Detroit has taken, but more of like I wish they had done more last year because I predicted them to be the Knicks and they didn't. Sad. No, it's not super sad, but I like being right. Mark's also saying the monopoly they have is crazy. My office has them, goes down at the worst times. Thank God I got Fios at home. I am so stunned that I've talked to so many people, and anytime they talk about like their internet going down, I'm like, oh, what you have? Spectrum. Like I've never heard it. I almost never hear it with other like brands. Almost never hear it. It's crazy. It's absurd. Anytime I hear someone complaining about what's wrong with their internet, it's Spectrum, and it's Spectrum every time. It's just so evil. It's so evil what they do. It's so evil how much they get away with being so bad. Anyway, looking at the other matchups. So Detroit, Boston. I think honestly, what a lot of people are saying, and it kind of makes sense, is Boston, San Antonio. And the only reason I think people are saying San Antonio is because they match up well with OKC, obviously. But I mean, OKC also looks like a very dominant team. They could very easily repeat as well. Those feel like the 3, though, is like the Celtics, the Thunder, the Spurs. Like one of those 2 combinations basically seems to be the case. Because as of right now, New York, like the Knicks have been good, but they haven't been particularly played well down the stretch. Whereas Philadelphia has actually played surprisingly well. They still have to try to avoid. They're still trying to avoid the play-in, so they'd be trying to avoid the Celtics. But I mean, listen. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So I think that's really what they're avoiding. I think they probably will. It could be close though. Like again, it could end up being that the Raptors find their way to sneak into the 6th seed. Maybe even the Hornets, God forbid. Which honestly, they're very scary with the way they're playing down the stretch. I mean, they actually listen, Mr. Nipsey Hussle over there, Con Knipple, is looking like, I mean, it'll be close. I still think Cooper Flagg will end up potentially winning Rookie of the Year, especially with the way he's playing right now. But, I mean, Mr. Conca-Nipple's got the Hornets in the mix, and if they can find a way to vault to the 6th seed, that would be kind of wild. Because they're all kind of within half a game of each other. I think everyone there is basically trying to avoid the Celtics to some capacity. I think the Hawks are comfortable enough where they probably will. But when you look at like the Sixers, the Raptors, and the Hornets, nobody wants that 7 to 8 seed range. Like honestly, I think if I'm anybody, I'd prefer the Pistons over the Celtics because I don't think the Pistons really have a second reliable scorer past Cade, and we don't know what Cade's health is going to be. He should be playing, but in terms of being at full strength, it's could potentially be up in the air. So it's going to be very interesting. But I mean, to see who gets that, to see who ends up with that 7 seed to face the Celtics is going to be whoever has it's going to be in a tough spot. Oh my gosh! I mean, the Hornets though. How about it, guys? How about the Charlotte Hornets? For the first time, like in a good long while, Charlotte's like not only good, kind of fun to watch. I gotta be honest, like it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty impressive, I gotta say so. All things considered, when you look at what the Charlotte Hornets are doing with Mr. Conca-Nipple, they're a very exciting team. I don't care who they end up playing, they will be very fun to watch. Mark's also asking, how did Jaden Ivey get kicked off a team, but Melo can speed and crash around a city like a 10-year-old playing GTA and still be on a team? Make it make sense. Marcus, that's very simple. It's because Jaden Ivey's actually not good enough to do that. Like, here's the thing, right? And that whole sequence is very very bizarre to me. Like the Bulls cutting him is, I don't necessarily agree with it, no matter like what you're saying. But I also think, like for example, it really is, especially in a league like that, depends on how valuable you are to that organization. And it's the same way with everything, right? Like, the Hornets value Melo more than the Bulls value Jaden Ivey. And it's just not worth it. Like teams will put up with what they want. Like, teams, at the end of the day, teams don't really super-duper care about that kind of stuff. It only really matters when you're not good. If you're not good enough and you're, like, when you think about it, especially when the Bulls, that headline came out, that's what everyone was talking about. Nobody was actually talking about the front office Bulls or the Hornets actually, or the Bulls being good or bad on the court. The story became more than the Bulls. It just became, like, now all of a sudden a discussion about what free speech is. And if you're any organization, why would you want your biggest headline to not be about, like, your overall play? Whether you're good or bad, right? When that starts to happen, and when that starts to happen, now that starts to happen a lot because some players are controversial. Like, that's just, some players are more controversial than others. Like, I think people will find, like, people will talk about, like, potentially, like, Nick Bosa and what he says being controversial. Or, like, what Colin Kaepernick was doing 10 years ago. Same thing being controversial. But if you're Jaden Ivey, who's a bench player, who's averaging 8 points a game, and is not necessarily a big part of their future, and if they don't believe it's worth it, then yeah, they'll move off. They'll cut him. Like, Jaden Ivey hasn't been the same player in a couple of years now since being hurt. And I think that's just, it's the reality of it. You can only get away with so much when you need to be like it's why, like, say if someone like I'm trying to think, like for example LaMelo Ball, if he wants to do dumb stuff, yeah, he can kind of do that because he's just a better player and he's more valuable to that organization. Do I like it? Not really. I don't really like it, but I mean, it's every company in general. Like, it's the same thing with, like, if you make it like let's say I make like let's say I make like a crazy controversial statement, my company finds out about it, they're gonna be like, oh, this is a headline, let's just get rid of them, like, because it's not worth it to keep me on board. Would I like it? No. Would most other people like it? No. But that's the reality. The company, it's cheaper to just cut the person and not take the backlash. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. And, like, I think someone will eventually sign Jaden Ivey. I think it'll happen. Like, another team will likely sign him once he, calms down. But, I mean, right now, if someone were to sign Jaden Ivey, it's just not worth the heat. It's just not worth the heat for a guy who's probably going to play like, what, maybe 10 minutes a night? Generously? Like, I don't know. How much is he, like, maybe 10, 15 minutes a night? Do minimal work? I don't know. It's just not going to end up being worth it. The Hornets need to sign Ivy so he can drive with Melo and bless him. Yeah, they'll throw baptismal water out of the car. Here's the thing he said. He was against the NBA pride. Hockey players refused to wear the jerseys. Soccer players destroyed the corner flags. I mean, that's true. That's a good point. I think the reality is, well, I think the NFL does similar stuff too. But it's not... I don't know. I would also say, though, I don't know how much of it is, like, not worth the heat. I see what you did there. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I was on purpose. I think the thing is, most of the time, I have to believe that that's not as heavily enforced. Like, I mean, I can get, like, and also, I'm not sure. Because I kind of get the idea of being inclusive. I understand that. I think one of the bigger issues comes down to is, how do you do it in a way that doesn't just feel privatized and corporate? That's where I have an issue. But if you're like, I guess by the same logic, like, are we gonna, like, I don't know. I just don't think there are certain things in sports that need to, I guess there are certain things that just need to be there. I don't know. I don't really have, like, a hot take on it, I guess. I think the way also he said it was a little bit more, I guess, misinterpreted. Like I think the implication was of what he was saying about righteousness or whatever. Like, wasn't that what he quoted? It was something about righteousness, and then, like, I guess by that logic, he's calling people who are gay unrighteous. Which, I mean, I don't know. I'm not super religious, personally. And I think people who are super religious, I gotta be honest, you need to find hobbies. You need to find other things to do. Because I just don't think I don't think it is that. I don't think there's, like, I don't think your religion needs to just indemnify an entire group of people. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. If that's what he's trying to do. If it's not what he's trying to do, then, like, whatever. People are misinterpreting it. But if you're gonna be saying some other crazy wild stuff, then I don't know. He was using the Bible. It's in the Bible. That's all he said. I thought there was more stuff that he had said from what I had heard. I know he had quoted the Bible, but I remember him quoting it in a way. The world's best-selling book he was quoting. Look, man, J.K. Rowling sold a lot of great books. You think I'm happy about, like, what she's doing with the weird, wacky crap she's doing? It is what it is. If Jaden Ivey wants to quote it, I mean, I think I was definitely 100% taken out of context, and I think people, like, asking for players to be cut is a little too much. Like, even a former Patriots player came out saying to cut Travion Henderson. I think there's a fine line. I think there's too much overreaction to this. It's just it's only a headline because people wanted, like, were we really that slow in the office that we were covering Jaden Ivey crashing out on whatever? It's ultimately so insignificant regardless of its events. Like, it's wild. It's wild to me. Like, it honestly feels like the same thing about Colin Kaepernick 10 years ago. Like it feels like that. Like why is it a big deal? Like why are we having this like crash out about someone just doing a thing that like wasn't violent and was just very like normal? Like I've seen so much worse Twitter quotes from athletes. Like pull up every single athlete's Twitter feed and tell me that you would hang out with them in real life knowing that was their Twitter feed. Like, nah, dude. There's some crazy stuff on there from years past, and it's like it's a bunch of hullabaloo is what it is. It's a bunch of Blues Clues hullabaloo. I'll have to ask Eric later if he thinks the Nets should sign Ivy. Maybe God would bless that terrible franchise. Wasn't Jason Collins blackballed after coming out? Probably. I don't know. I'm sure there's some level to it. There's always some level of blackball to almost everything. Like I know there's a lot of people talking about how like Cap was blackballed too, which makes sense, but like there was a reason why he was blackballed, and it was just because he wasn't worth the narrative headline. Like whoever signed him, if you had signed Colin Kaepernick back in like say 2017, 2018, you were gonna have protesters. Genuinely, you would have had protesters, especially smack in the middle of the first Trump administration. You would have had so many protesters. Jaden should have just beat a gay dude instead of using words. He'd get a new contract and still be on a team. Oh my gosh, that's sad. Sadly, that's true. No, I stand with both players. Cap had an Army vet. Like, yeah, dude, it's cool. How many times has KD called? Oh my god, on his Twitter, his burner. Yeah, exactly. That same type of energy. It happens all the time, and it's like at a certain, and especially because it doesn't at the same level. It like if not actually like for example, like, oh guys, LeBron supports Israel, or you love him this much now. Like it's so much. It's just I don't know. There's so much I wish wasn't like super reacted to and like overreacted to. Like at the end of the day, it's just some distractionary headline. It's so wild. It's so wild how much tippy-toeing there is just in general. Like, just in the ways people talk about things. There's always some sort of... no one can be, like, straight up with anything. Like, everyone has to kind of step around what they're talking about. It's like, oh, shoot. Can't be allowing that, you know? Anyway, what the heck? I'm only connected to Twitch for whatever reason. That's what it's saying. I don't know. Oh no, it says I'm sending data. Weird. I don't know. It just popped up weird there. All right. Gosh, we were supposed to be talking about the playoff picture, and we got to talk about... See, this is what I didn't want to do. I did not want to spend 30 minutes talking about Jaden freaking Ivey, because Jaden Ivey averages 8 points a game, and I can care less about his bum ass whether he's on a team or not. Moving on. Oh my gosh. So I also got to talk about my Suns. I got to talk about them because I'm going to say it right now. A, don't even think about it. I'm not signing Ivy for some useless headline. Doesn't matter. Number one. Number two, I'd be like the Knicks signing a Muslim point guard after 9/11. Oh my gosh. It's psychotic. It's an absurd level. Anyway, I got to talk about the Suns for a second because I'm upset. I'm upset. The last month has been so mediocre and so frustrating to watch. Which, I mean, it was coming, to be fair. It was coming that we were kind of going to cool off at some point. I'm still very impressed with the season overall as a whole. But we really need to go into these playoffs and actually, like, play well. Because I cannot stand if we just go in these playoffs and, like, lose 2 in a row as the 7th seed and they're just done. I would actually like to see us, like... put more together, like especially with Dylan Brooks dodging a suspension. I would like to see us go into beat the Clippers, lock up the 7 seed, and see what we can do against the Spurs. Because I certainly don't want to match up against the Thunder. Spurs aren't necessarily much better, but it is what it is. I think, personally, as from what I have seen, the main issue that I do have with Phoenix right now is that I need proof that this season was not just a fluke. I need you to show me that you can still lock in, that you can still get your defense together, that you can still figure it out, and at the very least, make it a little competitive with the Spurs. And God forbid, just beat the Clippers. All right, we remember how the Clippers season started. They were terrible. Like, congratulations, we avoided the disaster of the Oklahoma City Thunder getting like a top 5 pick in the draft, so especially in a loaded draft class. So thank God we avoided that. But my gosh, come on. We can't allow this. We just can't. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to let it happen, and it shouldn't happen. It should not happen whatsoever. This team, the Phoenix Suns, should beat the Clippers. They should. If they don't, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be wildly upset. And it's gonna make me cry, and I'm gonna be sad. And then we're gonna have to play the Thunder. And then regardless, we're gonna have to play a matchup against Portland or Golden State, and I'm not sure we'd even win that game. I think we'd probably lose, especially if it's Portland, but we'd probably beat Golden State if they were to win. Whatever. I don't even know what I want. What I want is my picks back. I want my picks back, but I'm probably not going to get my picks back. So I just got to hope that the season ends strong. Hope we can end it off on a high note. Because, I mean, like, it's been a good season. Like, CG12, playing well. CG12, breaking the three-point record. Book, been not bad. Jalen Green has actually showed some promise when he's not being glass man. Like, there's some positives to take away. And going into an offseason, especially Jordan Ott, first year, did better than I would have thought. Bradley Beal, what's up? Bradley Beal, Suns need Ivy. Let him come off the bench and be the Dan Merlot. No. This Phoenix Suns team does not need. Like, are you? What? We went and got KD. We went and got Beal, and it was terrible. Just don't make. We've made like no. We're not getting Jaden Ivey just to be Dan Majerle. We're not. We're not doing it. We're not getting Jaden Ivey. I don't need him on this roster. It's fine. I don't... You know what, also, can I say this? We've got me leaving. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate you leaving. But listen, okay? You know what? Actually, Bradley, my apologies. You know what? You deserve a round of applause for being here. I appreciate you, Bradley. I appreciate you, Mr. Bradley. Well done. Thank you for showing up. The issue I have with the team right now is that a lot of our young guys aren't getting minutes. Rasheer Fleming, Kuman Mulak, they're just not getting minutes in the rotation, and it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off that our young guys aren't getting opportunities. It's making me angry. Why are we going to spend a top 10 pick on Kuman Mulak, and he's just barely going to be on the basketball court? Anyway, that was the main thing that I was just upset about. Point is that the NBA playoffs is going to be... I don't know. I hope it's good. I really do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it's not good, if the NBA playoffs suck this year and are like mediocre to bad, they have to 100% revamp the regular season. Because it's been a disaster. Like, the NBA is so completely nose-diving off a cliff. It makes me just upset. Like, it should be much better than it is if the regular season was, like, actually entertaining to watch, and it's not. It's the biggest slog I've ever had. Like, especially this year, it felt like a huge slog. Like, it just felt like it went by so... Like, days went by fast, but the season itself, so slow. Embarrassing. Just my goodness. What a mess. What a mess of a season. All right. I'm going to get into the NBA a little bit more like later in the week and probably more, especially more next week as we ramp up to the playoffs. But I got a NFL headline to talk about because I'm a hate. Now, one thing that's been made abundantly clear about me is that I am a D1 hater. I am very good at hating. I can hate things that I love. I can hate things that I like. And I can certainly hate things that I think are average, that are definitely overhyped. One of those things is Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, for those who have not been made aware, Jalen Hurts has been called out for not being a leader, being a little too rigid, not being super coachable. And, yeah, I don't know about everybody else. That always kind of felt like the case. Like, I don't know what to tell you. no offense to Jalen Hurts, but that's always kind of felt like the case. This is a team with a loaded roster. We've already heard A.J. Brown complain about, the coaching. We heard him complain about it very early in the year. Complain about the inability of the offense to change. And we presumed, it's the coaching staff. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Jalen Hurts. And we talked about Devontae Smith also came out and complained about how the wide receivers always have to be the ones earning the yards. It's the receivers who are doing a lot of that work. And at the end of the playoff game against San Francisco 49ers, when A.J. Brown had multiple drops, we kind of felt that maybe that was a little bit of a stretch and that A.J. was, just not playing particularly well and up to a standard. However, is it possible that Jalen Hurts is not very coachable and a little rigid? The answer is a resounding yes, and I'll tell you why. Because, let's not forget, Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts, was benched in college. Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts was not a first-round pick, but rather is a second-round pick. He was never one of the top QBs of his draft class. Let's establish that. Even now, you could argue there are QBs in his draft class that are still more talented than him that are just in worse situations. And as somebody who doesn't get this, here's a funny one. Ready? The coaches want Jalen Hurts to go under center more. Go under center. And Jalen Hurts doesn't want to do it because, he doesn't want to turn his back as much. What? You don't want to run play action with someone like, I don't know, Saquon. Like, do you only want to run read option? What do you mean? You only want to run read option type plays, dude? You don't want to run any sort of play action to get deep ball shots. When you have deep ball receivers like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? Isn't under center the whole point of why you guys run the tush push in the first place? Isn't that kind of the idea? Like, he was so incredibly rigid and is playing out of the shotgun? For what purpose? So he could run the football? My brother in Christ, you're not going to be able to run the football the rest of your life. Do you know running quarterbacks? They don't age particularly well. Cam Newton is a great example. Cam Newton's a prime example. Michael Vick is a great example. He had to completely change his game. If you are a quarterback that relies significantly on your athleticism to do your job, you're going to need to change facets of your game to be able to prolong it. If you're Jalen and you're already becoming rigid in your ability of coaching staff, then guess what? Get over it. You make way too much money to be that rigid. Especially on a team with that level of receiving core, that level of offensive line, that level of defensive line, that level of linebacking core, that level of a secondary. And again, Philadelphia's not comfortable giving him any other contract extension until he becomes less rigid. And I mean, we've all seen look at the face he's making now. That look like a coachable face to you? That looks like a pouty McPowderpuss. That's what that looks like. I don't know what to tell you. Do I think it's entirely true? Probably not all of it. You got to take some of this stuff with a grain of salt. But to act like these signs weren't existent over the last several years is kind of ridiculous because they definitely have been. He has not been he hasn't even been the most important part of his team. Like, are we going to not say, I never understood why he won Super Bowl MVP. You know who I would have given it to? I would have given it to Cooper DeJean. Why? Because that pick six was the most important play of the game. But that's just me. I would have given it to Cooper DeJean. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we basically gave Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP because he made one deep ball throw when the game was already a blowout. I've never really seen that before, but okay. Don't know what to tell you. It doesn't make any sense to me, and listen, we're going to see, because now, going into next year, Jaden Daniels should be back fully healthy. The New York Giants are on the rise with John Harbaugh and Jackson Dart. Dallas is kind of the same team, but let's be honest, they could still tango. They could still surprise a lot of people, especially with how good George Pickens has played. And by the way, they beat you in their building last year, and were very close to beating you in your building earlier in the year. So Philadelphia Eagles will have a lot to prove next year. And if things go south quickly, there could be major changes. Not necessarily at quarterback, but I definitely could think that they make even more changes to their staff as a result of Jalen Hurts not being able to be coached well. We've got Jay in the chat. Let me get these comments. Bradley Beal saying Kuman Mulak is getting minutes because the Arizona Republicans don't want to hear the name Kuman Mulak. Oh my gosh. Hey, yo. Jay saying the wife is an Eagles fan. She just yelled, "Get better coaches." They tried. They tried with Patullo. And here's the weird thing that I'll say about that too. Notice how every single year, Jalen Hurts' coordinator either gets promoted or fired. And there's no in between. There's no in between. Don't you think that kind of means that to some level of degree, Jalen Hurts is kind of average? Because let's be honest, it cancels out. If you have a great coordinator, then you look great. And you have a bad coordinator and you look terrible, guess what? You're probably just average. And you're just either getting elevated or you're getting brought down a little bit. You're probably just a little bit better than average, if I had to guess. So, and Mark's asking, wait, she's an Eagles fan? You're a Giants fan? What are the kids? Boys are Giants fans. My daughter's an Eagles fan. My youngest son is too young to choose. Jay, they're never too young to choose, man. You can make that decision for him. I see. Well, oh my god, I'm trying to. It's like a little like Sidious and Anakin, or no, Vader and Luke, like join I am your father. Join the Giants. Join the Giant side of the Force. In Vic's case, prison will take that. Mark, that's true. But I mean, listen, he wasn't nearly as athletic. He needed to change his game. They say he looks like a white woman walking up to one of those people who do them audits in public. Excuse me, you can't film here. He's walking right up. He's speed walking. He's not just running. He's not jogging or running. He's speed walking over. All right. I just wanted to get my Jalen Hurts rant out of the way because it was funny. The last final thing, and this is not sports related. I thought this would be a fun little topic to dive into because we talked about this a couple nights ago. So let me start with story time. So story time. A couple of nights ago, me and my buddies were talking about animated movies, and one of my friends is going to put together a bracket. Task's going to put together a bracket of animated movies. Just in general, a 64-man thing of animated movies. I don't have the full list. I know he does. He's going to make it. And we were talking about the movie Up, which for Taff and for Gabe, it is their favorite animated movie. And for me, I'm going to tell you right now, Up in the animation world is the equivalent of the Kevin Durant rant where he talks about Kevin Durant not being legendary. That is how I feel about Up. People talk about Up like it is the best thing since sliced bread. That it is the best thing since toilet paper. That that's what they the best thing since the wheel. That's the way they were gassing Up. And I gotta tell you, no. It's a very decent movie, but it is not legendary. It is not great. It peaks in the first 15 minutes of the movie, and not a single part of the movie matches how good of quality it is. It doesn't come close to that quality of movie. I feel like Ratatouille broke his hand, and he did that. That's what legendary movies do. Incredibles, legendary, 3-1 comeback, beat Syndrome. Up got his foot on the line, went overtime. He didn't score, bro. He didn't put up no buckets. Stop calling that man legendary just because he had the first 15 minutes, one of the best sequences of all time, Doug the Talking Dog, a top 3 character ever. Stop calling him that. Because when he went up against the Incredibles, he got smoked out. When he played Ratatouille, he got smoked out. Oh my gosh. Incredibles, Ratatouille, Inside Out. Just talking about all the great Shrek 2, Kung Fu Panda, Megamind, Meet the Robinsons is more legendary than Up, bro. Meet the Robinsons is more legendary movie than Up. Can we stop? Unbelievable. It peaks in the first 15 minutes and then goes downhill after that. It's just not the same movie. It is not the same movie. It does not hold the same emotional weight the rest of the movie. It never does. It's got a D tier villain at best. Like, it's just not that, man. D tier's mean. It's like C tier villain, not incredibly memorable character. Like, dude, come on. Like watching Monsters Inc. When you got Randall and the CEO, like, oh my gosh, the evil CEO, like, oh man, come on. This is like an okay movie. It's decent. It don't match The Incredibles. It don't match Ratatouille. It don't match Monsters Inc. It don't match Toy Story. Get out of here. It don't even match Coco. Ain't no way. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, and Brave Little Toaster better be on this list. Only 2 movies made me cry other than Up. Up was Look, I tell you what. I tell you what. One movie that actually like made me did kind of like tear up a little bit was the ending of Coco. Like Coco's emotional ending at the end is better than the emotional beginning of Up, in my opinion. Now that's a hot take for a lot of people, but that's just how I'm feeling, man. Up was good message, but in terms of top tier, it's the Patrick Ewing finger roll of Pixar movies. The montage with the old man and his wife got me in my feelings, but that's about it. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like Kevin Durant, a great scorer, but that's it. Up has a great 15-minute montage, but that's it. Like, yeah, it's critically acclaimed. No one's going to deny that. It's a Pixar movie. It's hard for a Pixar movie to not be critically acclaimed. But in comp to the rest of the catalog, it's just not there. It's like middle of the road. It ain't got the top tier ability of some of the other movies. I think it's just not there. It's not all there. It's just, especially because like the bird's kind of like, the bird has like one bit, and it's that he likes chocolate, and that's it. Like, ugh. Yeah. And I was like, I couldn't believe this, man. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I tell you, it's just quite simply, it is the Kevin Durant of Pixar movies. It's just not legendary. Not an animated movie, but I put KD and Thunderstruck above Up. Man, if you say that, bro. Look, it's not legendary. I'd put Meet the Robinsons over Up. I would take Meet the Robinsons over Up, but that might just be personal bias. But I gotta tell you, man, it's just a little overrated. It's just a little overrated. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's all I have for you guys for this free refill episode number 55. We are back after a week-long hiatus. We have returned. I am feeling better. Boomer hopefully will be out of the hospital. Hopefully by Wednesday at the latest is what we're really hoping. Just because he's got to make sure he poops and make sure he's feeling ready to go back into the great big wide world. So I'm really hoping that is the case. And overall, that's all I have for you guys. Incredibles for the win. Looking forward to the list though. Yeah, I gotta get Gabe and Taff on to do the full bracket list. Might have to do that. I might have to get with them, see if we want to do it next week or something. But that would be fun. I'd be really excited to do that. Yeah, the full 64-man bracket. It's very interesting. I gotta see what we have on there because we do have a lot of it's like fairly well-known stuff, but we did throw in some couple of curveballs. So I'm excited to see it. It's seeded. We had ChatGPT see it. It's actually like we did like for the first couple times it was really bad, but after we asked it to do a couple things correctly, it's hopefully it's able to. It's very well seeded from what I remember. We thought the seeding felt like pretty interesting. Like we felt like there could actually be. It was seeded to the point where like it felt accurate, but also like there could be genuine upsets. So I'm very excited to see it. So I'll get with them and see if that's something they want to do here on the channel. But anyways, this has been Free Refill episode 55. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll be here on Tuesday, so. See y'all then, and thank Thank y'all for sticking around. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Later.